Happy Friday. We made it. We made it. We made it. Happy Friday to my good people over here on all my platforms, Instagram, Twitter, or X, I believe. I don't do Facebook, YouTube, IG, and flynubianqueen.com. First of all, before I go any further, let me play my theme song. You just got to start the day off right. The day have got to be started with good energy in the air, just like that every single morning. You got to create the atmosphere of joy. I don't know how you get up. I don't know how you do it every single day, but starting the day with the attempt of joy is I highly recommend it. You can't just have this slothfulness, this energy of like, oh, it's Friday. You know what I'm saying? It's the day. This is the day. You have to keep that in mind. This is the day. I never forget one of my favorite people on the internet was telling a story about becoming a millionaire. He says, when he was in the process of a deal, don't forget to let me know where you're from. What's up, Michael Johnson? He was talking about when he was in the process of making a deal. When he was in a process of making a deal, this was a singer, I think Enrico Love or somebody, but he was telling this story, and it's a really good story. He says, I was in the middle of a deal. He says, and we were talking, and I was with the label. He said, we made the deal. He said, in 15 minutes, $1 million was wired to my account. He said in 15 minutes, he said they called him back and told him, hey, man, we want to add on this. He said he gave them another price and they sent him more money into his account. He said when he gets up, he is constantly thinking, I'm 15 minutes away from becoming a millionaire. I am 15 minutes away from my wildest dreams happening. 15 minutes. I'm 15 minutes away from the best day of my life. So come on now, like you got to have that energy about what it is that you're trying to do and accomplish. And I know it's not easy. I don't think it's easy. I'm one of those people that will always be honest and realistic with you and tell you that I know it's not easy. Having intrinsic motivation is not easy. Having the ability to encourage yourself when no one around you is encouraging yourself. Clapping around yourself in an imaginary form when no one else will. I know that's not easy. But before we go any further, let me say a really quick prayer because you already know this is what we do. We have got to give the Creator the praise. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this Friday. We appreciate you. We are asking for your continuous love, for your continuous protection, for your peace. You know the challenges that we are all faced with, dear God. We ask that you be the fixer in our lives. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, that's that. I just want to, I found this story online, and I really am not a person who shares a lot of crazy stuff. But when I saw this, I have a theme that is, consistent in the country of America, and that's crazy. We have a consistency, and I don't mean it from he crazy and he ain't taking his meds. I mean just delusional, out of your mind. What's wrong with people? I found this story, and my thing, don't take my word for it. I'm going to show you so you don't have to take my word for it. All right. This story right here, this guy, when you can see the story, say janitor in the story. Say janitor, janitor, janitor.
To one of his coworkers after
this is the delusional stuff that happens in the country.
Peeing in her water bottle is now facing 6 years in prison. Court documents show that Lucio Diaz was convicted of aggravated assault for the crime that happened back in 2022. At the time of his arrest, Diaz told police that he did it out of malicious intent and that it was a sickness. Meantime, several other women are currently suing Diaz for the same crime. This morning, the janitor who gave an STD to one of his coworkers after peeing in her water bottle is now facing 6 years in prison. Court documents show that Lucio Diaz was convicted of aggravated assault for the crime that happened back in 2022. At the time of his arrest, Diaz told police that he did it out of malicious intent and that it was a sickness. Meantime, several other women are currently suing Diaz for the same crime.
All right, I want to read this to you because I want you all to see what is said. Lucio Diaz, a janitor, pleaded guilty to aggravated assault for urinating in a co-worker's water bottle. The crime occurred in October 2022 when a victim discovered the act on a spy camera. Diaz admitted to the act, claiming malicious intent and referred to it as a sickness. He faces 6 years in prison. The victim alleged that Diaz gave her herpes through the contaminated water, and other victims have filed lawsuits. The incident began when the victim noticed an unusual taste and smell in her water, later discovering the contamination. Diaz's actions were recorded by the victim's camera. This is what pisses me off. And that is, what is wrong with people? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I literally saw this story, read this story, and I thought to myself, I have had all types of people piss me off. Okay? Yes, they have pissed me off. Ironically, that's the phrase. But I have never wanted to piss in a bottle and make them suffer for making me angry, for pissing me off. You all know me. I'm gonna do that black thing that people don't like. People harass Black people. People don't want to employ Black people. People say that Black people are this and Black people are that. This is documentation that people are lying on Black people, lying on us. This is how they behave in the workplace. This is not how we behave in the workplace. This is sick. Sick. And I'm just confused I'm genuinely confused about what happens when people have their own misery and they want other people to join them. Why do you want people to join you in your misery? Why do you want to kill yourself and then decide you want to kill everybody else too? People get in the car driving drunk. You a drunk driver. You don't have no reason that you want to live and get home safely. You want to put everybody else in danger. What is wrong with you? And 6 years? 6 years? Facing 6 years for pissing in bottles at work, giving people incurable diseases? 6 years? Now they say they was tough on crime. Remember? Anyways, this is the problem with us. We play too many games in places that we shouldn't be playing games to. Don't forget, this is the Madam Prezident Morning Show. We do this daily, Monday through Friday. You tune to this at flynubianmoney.com. This is where you go when you want to get your money up. This is where you go when you want to get your mind up, flynubianmoney.com. I'm happy to see you all this Friday. It is always a pleasure. I'm moving on to the next story. I saw this story recently. I think about groceries. We all have to buy groceries, but for some reason, Klarna have decided to team up so you can get your groceries on credit. Take a look at this right here. DoorDash and Klarna have signed a deal where customers can pay for their meals with interest-free installments or delayed payments on their payday. So you can now finance a sandwich. DoorDash customers will soon have more flexible payment options thanks to the new partnership with Klarna. The collaboration will allow users to pay for their orders in full, split the cost into interest-free installments, or defer payments to align with their payday schedules. This move marks another significant step for Klarna, coming on the heels of its recent announcement as the exclusive buy now, pay later provided for OnePay, the Walmart-backed fintech venture. The DoorDash partnership is expected to further solidify Klarna's foothold in the U.S. market as the company prepares for its highly anticipated debut on the New York Stock Exchange. So this is really interesting because my partner and I, we talked about this, about basically financing groceries, what companies like Klarna means, right? You think about this. These companies like Klarna, you don't need the money. They finance you the money. They have access to all of your account information. They get a chance to have a valuation of $100 million when they're waiting on everybody to get paid. So this whole financing your groceries thing, I find it to be quite interesting. But I also wanted to tell you, in 2023, an estimated 47 million Americans lived in households experiencing food insecurity, meaning they lacked access to enough affordable, nutritious food. Food insecurity. And this number is higher amongst Black and Latino households. And let me just tell you something else. People, during the pandemic, during the strike, when people had to, when people were out of work, they were using credit cards to pay for groceries, using money that they don't have. This is what they're saying. Oh, we're going to help people get groceries because if you ain't got the money, that's fine. We're going to wait till you get paid. We're going to wait till you get paid. I don't like it. I don't like it. You know why I don't like it? I don't like it because a lot of this is predatory because they rely on poor people. This is what they do. Poor people. When you work sometimes, when you work in, say for instance, you work for a company, they give you a debit card for your check. You know, don't think that you can manage your own bank account. They give you everything. All of these fees are expensive. This is why they are always wanting us to transfer and do it through their debit card, through their credit card fees. Now you may say, oh, that's just a 30-cent fee. That's just the $3 fee. Yeah, on 47 million people at one time. 47 million people daily, monthly. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of power. You know, that's what they do. They keep us without, right? Give us the ability to finance. And then it's all of a sudden it's just like, no, you don't need to finance your groceries. All of my people, I'm forever praying that you always have more than enough to take care of your groceries. Always. There is no lack. You have more than enough to handle your affairs, to take care of your groceries every single time you are hungry. You got a garden in your backyard. You are well, you are fine. All of my people, everybody on the side of righteousness, everybody that is on the side of righteousness, you will never be hungry. I don't know if you guys think this is a good idea. Put, Klarna in the chat. You don't see, anything wrong with it, let me know. But I'm telling you, it's predatory for poor people, giving them all of these fees associated with, we'll get your groceries. You can put it on Klarna. People, all young people, you want to get paid early. You got those credit cards, those debit cards that let you get paid early. That's a poverty-stricken thing. They're using that. Say, oh, you can't balance your check. You can't balance your money. They give you these things, charge you these fees. And they do it to so many people. Oh, you get paid on Friday. You got stuff you need on Wednesday. Oh, we'll give it to you. It's just a $20 fee. Predatory. Anyways, we're moving on. The Queen, Phylicia Rashad, was on the Breakfast Club recently, and she talked to the ladies. I support her message. Here's what Phylicia Rashad said on the Breakfast Club. Put Phylicia Rashad in the chat if you can see this video. I'm going to turn the video up so you can hear it. Put Phylicia Rashad.
Miss Rashad, where dignity and grace were everything. So do you ever look at how wild Hollywood is now and you just think to yourself, boy, y'all got it easy. Y'all wouldn't have got away with that in my day.
Yeah, you'd have to look at Hollywood. I could look at the way young ladies dress.
I knew I should have worn some other pants.
You got your
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
elbow, shoulder over here. You want my coat?
The young ladies are so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They're so beautiful. And something has happened in popular culture, and I don't mean to be critical, and I hope young ladies listening don't take this as personal criticism, because I don't mean it that way. But you're young queens. I'm taken aback when I see on a college campus young women dressed in strips of clothing. But more importantly than that, no man wants his woman to be out like that. Right?
I grew up on Method Man saying, wearing 3/4 of cloth, never showing your stuff off. Boo.
That's right.
But not only that, it's like there's today's designers. I mean, there's ways, there are other things, and I just
leave something to the imagination.
Yeah, it would be nice.
Some things are for my eyes only,
Yep. And like you said, there are ways of being sexy without showing so much.
Oh, please. And that's really not sexy.
You came up in an era, Miss Rashad, where dignity and grace were.
She's telling the truth. She's telling the truth. She just said that it's not sexy. So a lot of times, I've seen a few people in the comment section talk about we don't want to police how women dress. We don't want to police how women dress. This is what I will tell you. Prostitution used to be illegal. So when prostitution was illegal, women who were prostitutes would have to show that they were working as legal as possible. So they would wear little to no clothing. This is how they were soliciting their bodies. They was like, pretty much, I'm going to dress, as she said, in strips of clothing so that men can know that I'm selling it. This was way back in the day. Now, people think they feel justified for being dressed like a prostitute, headed to math class. I don't understand it. You want a society of I don't care, do whatever you want to do, while everybody has to work together. Who want to look at your booty when they having tacos with 2 kids? That makes sense. That doesn't make sense. So that's important. But another video that I saw, somebody said we need to police how women dress if we want to redeem Black people. Race can go no higher than its women. Yeah, we have to make sure that, you know, that we holding each other accountable. I told you, I was young. I was about 17 years old. I had on some Daisy Dukes. I went to my grandmother's house, the cookout. I'm like, yo, you know, thinking, my grandmother said, what do you have on? My grandmother, she checked me. I'm sorry that y'all didn't have no grandmother to check you. My grandmother said, what is it that you have on? She said, what's wrong with you? She said, your uncles are here, your cousins are here, your grandfather is here. You go put some clothes on. And guess what my young self did? Went and got appropriate. Period. I ain't got no time to be fighting with my grandmama. What she said was fact. What she said was right. Now, was I young and didn't have an understanding? Possibly, but there was correction. I could be corrected. I tell my friends all the time, they say, oh, well, nudity is this sensuality and not all nudity is for sexuality. I'm like, I understand that. But you cannot control who's looking. That means that you want to be nude in a space where there's a rapist, where there's a child molester. You don't control who gets a chance to watch. You just decide that you're going to do what you want to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do me. You don't get to choose who's watching. So you are nude for everybody. You don't get a chance to decide who the nudity is for. You keep saying that it's for you, but you're not alone. You outside in the public. You keep saying that it's for you, but you in a park with 1,000 people. You keep saying it's for you. How? And there's more than you here. Anyways, I'm moving on. This story was a delight to my heart. I saw this young man and I said, this is somebody who is being raised the right way. And I want to share this with you all.
To do it. Y'all, hold on. What's going on, y'all? So, I have the $40 package deal. Right? Y'all see? Bundled up. Don't ask me why this hand not covered, because I took off my glove right here to do it. I have the $40 package deal, and I just did 3 houses less than 1 hour, literally. So let me show y'all. This is the package deal. Let me put on my glove. So this is literally the package deal, the $40 package deal. You get the whole driveway done from the door. Well, I did hers from the gate. All the way to here. Now let me show you. I did that house right here, right there, and then I did that house 4 houses down. This is literally the $40 package deal. What's going on, y'all? Hold on, what's going on, y'all? So boom, the driveway. Boom. This. I did all of that. For the $40 package deal, and now I'm sorry. But I did a little extra for her because this is literally my favorite client. Because she supports me a lot. So hold on, let me show y'all. Hold on, let me. And all this for the $40 package deal. For like the people who act professional, they be like 100 and something, 65 and all of this. Y'all literally get literally the whole thing done. And for the whole thing, a lot of these people be charging. Huh? How you doing? You need your snow shovel? All right. But yeah, like I was saying, half of these people be charging a lot, literally a lot. Like $100 for the whole thing. Y'all better come stop playing to come get this little $40 deal I got going.
All right, so I wanted to share that because when I tell you, when I was just smiling the whole time I saw his video, and like many of you, when you see young people, you just want to pour into them. We couldn't find the page. I tried to find the page, tried to donate because people were also like, trying to donate to him. But I don't know why some kids have the motivation to do things and some kids do not. I really don't know. What is it, beyond the parenting, but beyond the DNA? But some youth, they have it in them from the start. They like, I want to do this. I want to help. They don't stray away from hard work. They don't stray away from, responsibility. It's like, no, I don't mind responsibility. What is it that I have to do? Some kids have that. I don't know the why. Besides, I'm a strong believer that, discipline and repetition, are friends. You got to keep doing a thing. What you do daily, you do well. That's something that I always remember. What you do daily, you do well. Sometimes we're looking at people's chapter 30, comparing it to our chapter 3, and that's not a good mindset to have. But whoever this young man is following and looking at, I love that for him. I hope and pray that he keeps that with him forever. The ability to stand alone, to go out and take care of his business, create business, and allow it to flourish. And don't be afraid, to do what other people aren't doing, to have the life that other people can't have. It's very simple in that way. I'm so glad that we got through this week. Thank you so much. Next week I'll be in Denver next week, so I got to figure out how I'm going to do this, but our time will remain the same. We'll figure it out. But I will see you all Monday through Friday. Don't forget, I'm Madam President. We do this every single Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love being here with you all, telling my side of the story, telling my thoughts, sharing, the things that are important to me, and just talking things through with you. Of course, feel free to support Madam President. Go to madampresident.com. Download my new book, Matters of the Heart. Take my course. I'm here. My t-shirt brand, the Freedom Company. Take a look at that this weekend. But I've had a good time with you all. I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.